The glass wall in front of me was shaking, and I could feel my own heartbeat in my ears. 200 alien students stood behind me in that observation gallery, and every single one of them believed they were about to watch my planet lose. I was the only human at the Kelvorn Academy of Life Sciences, and in less than 60 seconds, a live tiger from Earth and a live predator from another world were going to be released into the same enclosed forest. Nobody in that room, except me, thought the tiger had a chance. It started 3 days earlier, in a lecture hall, when Professor Osven stood in front of a giant screen and called Earth predators primitive. He said my planet's animals were slow, soft, and outdated compared to creatures from high-competition worlds. The room laughed. I did not laugh. I stood up and told him he had never actually watched a tiger hunt. Not once. Not in any recording. Not in any simulation. He looked at me the way someone looks at an insect that has just spoken out loud. Then he made me an offer I could not walk away from. A live test, inside the Academy's biodome, tiger against the deadliest hunter his own homeworld had ever produced, a creature called the sable fang. If the tiger lost, Earth would be marked forever in Academy records as a low-tier planet. If it won, Osven would rewrite the entire syllabus himself. I said yes before I let myself think about what I was agreeing to. Now I was standing at the glass, watching handlers in silver suits walk a Bengal tiger into a recreated patch of tall grass and warm river mist, built to copy a forest floor half a galaxy away from where it was grown. The tiger's name was Raja, according to the folder the conservation program had sent over, and he looked completely calm, which somehow made me more nervous, not less. On the other side of the enclosure, a second door opened, and the sable fang stepped out. It did not look like an animal. It looked like something built in a factory to end arguments. 6 legs, each one ending in a curved black claw, moved it forward with a strange, gliding rhythm. Its skin shifted color as it walked, matching the grass, then darkening, then flashing pale as it caught a patch of light. Its head was low and wide, with a jaw that looked like it could close around a small car. I had read the file on it the night before. Fastest recorded strike speed of any land predator in the Kelvorn database. Saliva that could shut down a nervous system in under 10 seconds. Undefeated in 9 recorded planetary surveys. Around me, alien students leaned closer to the glass. Their eye stalks and antennae all pointed the same direction, toward the sable fang, like they were already celebrating. Osven stood beside me, arms folded, 4 eyes fixed on the enclosure. "You should prepare yourself," he said. "This will be fast." I did not answer him. I was watching Raja. The tiger had not moved from the tree line. While the sable fang prowled forward in wide, testing loops, Raja stood almost completely still, low to the ground, ears turned flat against his skull, tail flicking once every few seconds. He was not scared. He was reading the room, the same way a chess player studies the board before making the first move. I had seen this posture in documentary footage 100 times growing up, and I finally understood what it meant to actually watch it live, with real stakes attached. The sable fang caught his scent and turned. For a moment, the whole gallery went silent. Even the low hum of the biodome's climate system seemed to fade into the background. The alien predator dropped its head, muscles rolling under its shifting skin, and it began to move faster, cutting through the grass in short, sharp bursts, closing the distance between itself and the tiger with terrifying speed. Raja did not run. That was the part I knew the aliens around me would not understand, not yet. A tiger does not build its strategy around running. It builds its entire body around one perfect, sudden movement, timed exactly right, and it waits for the other side to make the first mistake. The sable fang lunged. It moved faster than my eyes could properly track, closing the last stretch of grass in a blur of shifting color, jaw opening wide. For one terrible second, I thought the fight was already over, that Osven had been right all along, that I had just gambled my planet's reputation on an animal that was about to be finished in a single strike. Then Raja was not where the sable fang expected him to be. He had pivoted low, almost lazily, letting the alien predator's charge carry it past him into open space. It happened so fast that half the gallery gasped out loud in a dozen different alien languages, a strange chorus of confusion and surprise. Before the sable fang could turn, Raja was already moving, driving forward with everything he had, connecting with the side of the creature and knocking it off its rhythm completely. The sable fang twisted, trying to bring its head back around, trying to use that legendary strike speed everyone in the gallery had been counting on. But it had lost its balance, and balance, I realized, mattered more here than raw speed. Raja used the moment perfectly. He came in low again, precise and controlled, and ended the exchange in a way that left the enclosure completely still within seconds. The gallery did not make a sound. I turned to look at the faces around me, if you could call them faces, and every single alien student had gone rigid, staring at the enclosure like their entire understanding of predators had just been rewritten in front of them. Osven's eye stalks had all locked onto the same spot, unmoving, his earlier confidence completely gone. That, I said quietly, is what 400 million years of pressure looks like. Osven did not answer right away. When he finally spoke, his voice had lost every trace of the certainty it carried 3 days earlier. The sable fang has never lost a recorded encounter, he said, almost to himself. It never faced something built specifically to fight creatures bigger, faster, and better armed than itself, I said. You called my planet primitive because you judged it by numbers on a screen. You never watched what those numbers actually turned into, out in the world, when it mattered. He looked at me, and for the first time since I had arrived at the academy, I saw something other than superiority in his expression. It looked almost like respect, mixed with something close to disbelief. Word of what happened in that biodome moved through the academy faster than I could have imagined. By the next morning, students I had never spoken to were stopping me in the hallways, asking questions about Earth predators, wanting to know if every animal on my planet was like this, wanting to know how a world with no biotoxins and no natural armor plating had produced something capable of beating a creature that had dominated 9 separate planetary surveys. I told them the truth. Earth was not an easy planet to survive on. It never gave its creatures shortcuts. Every predator that ever existed there had to compete against other predators that were just as driven, just as sharp, just as determined to survive another day. There were no easy niches left unclaimed. Every advantage had to be earned through direct competition, generation after generation, for hundreds of millions of years. Nothing on Earth got to be the best by accident. It got there by beating everything else that tried to take its place. Osven rewrote his syllabus within the week, exactly as he promised. The unit on primitive megafauna disappeared completely. In its place, a new section appeared, focused entirely on convergent predation and what he called high-pressure evolutionary environments, with Raja's encounter as the primary case study. I heard he even added a note at the end of the unit, admitting that his original assessment of Earth's predators had been based on incomplete information, and that direct observation had proven far more valuable than data alone. I visited the enclosure one more time before I left the academy for the term. Raja was resting near the tree line, calm and unbothered, exactly the way he had looked before the whole event began, as if nothing unusual had happened at all. I stood at the glass for a long moment, thinking about how strange it was that an animal from my own planet had just changed the way an entire alien institution viewed my species. I thought about the professor's earlier words, about relics and primitive planets and outdated designs. I thought about how easy it is to underestimate something you have never truly studied up close, and how quickly that mistake can be corrected once you finally see the truth for yourself. Walking back through the academy halls that evening, I passed groups of students still talking about what they had witnessed, still trying to understand how a creature with no armor, no toxins, and no unusual biology had managed to defeat something considered unbeatable across 9 different worlds. I did not need to explain it to them anymore. They had seen it with their own eyes, and that was worth more than any lecture I could have given. I did not feel like I had proven a point about superiority. I felt like I had reminded everyone, including myself, of something simple that gets forgotten too easily. Numbers on a screen do not tell the whole story. Confidence built without real experience is fragile, and it does not survive contact with the truth for very long. Somewhere behind me, through the reinforced glass, I could still see Raja resting quietly near the tree line, completely at ease, as if he already knew exactly what he had accomplished and simply did not need to make a show of it. Sometimes the loudest lessons come from the quietest creatures.